Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Before we jump into this week's lesson for economics, I just want you to know if you don't have me for academic language, I made a video addressing what has been happening in our country over the past 2 weeks with the protests and the marches, and I definitely want you to hear my opinions about it. I hope you're okay, and if you need to talk to someone about it, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. So let's jump into today's lesson. Okay, so for today's lesson, we are going to focus solely on transition words. So to access the lesson, you need to click on the assignment for this week. It says transition words, transition words, transition words. So click on that assignment and you are going to start with step 1. Step 1 has the link for this video. Please make sure you start there so you have a guide on what to do for today's lesson. Step 2, although, however. So we're going to be focusing on those 2 transition words in particular. Transition words. So what are transition words? You're probably scratching your head if you're not sure. You probably already heard about these words in your other classes, particularly ELA. So let's start off. Transition words are words that connect ideas, okay? When we're writing, we want to make sure that our sentences are clear, that they're coherent. Coherent is a really important skill that you need to master while you're in high school. The next is we use them to connect similar ideas. We can use them to also connect different ideas. And that's going to be our focus for today's lesson. So we're connecting different ideas. So we have the word although, and we have the other word however. So let's look at what although entails. Although connects 2 different ideas in one sentence. So for instance, if you have a scenario and you want to talk about an unexpected outcome, a surprise, a shock, okay, you would use although. You would use it to describe positive versus negative ideas in the same sentence. For the sentence practice that we're going to do in a few seconds, we're going to focus on the unexpected outcome. So what's surprising? So here's an example. Although it was late, we went out. And this right here is the unexpected outcome. Although I studied, I didn't pass the test. Okay, which part is the unexpected outcome? I didn't pass the test, okay? So right here, I want you to focus on how you see although, or how although is used in the sentence. So we have it at the beginning of the sentence. We have our scenario followed by a comma and then the surprise, okay? Although it was late, we went out. Although I studied, I didn't pass the test. However. So we use however to connect 2 different ideas in 2 different sentences. Later on, realize that it can also be in the same sentence, but we're not going to do that for today's lesson. Okay, it comes at the beginning, second sentence, and then it's followed by a comma. So for example, it was late, however, we went out. I studied, however, I didn't pass the test. So these 2 sentences are similar to the previous 2 sentences, however, they're written differently. Then we have the unexpected outcome here, okay? We have however, followed by a comma, and then the rest, okay? Same thing, your scenario here, we have however, followed by a comma, and then the rest of the sentence. So let's practice. So the sentence says, they were protesting peacefully. The police threw tear gas and shot rubber bullets. And this is unexpected because if people were normally protesting peacefully, you wouldn't expect police officers to shoot. This has to be although. They were protesting peacefully. Blank, the police threw tear gas and shot rubber bullets. So based on this, however, is the best fit. George Floyd was unarmed. Blank, he was murdered by the police. However, blank, George Floyd was unarmed. He was murdered by the police. This one is although. So I hope that makes sense. If this gets a little tricky for you, you could always jump to step 3, which is the Kahoot challenge. Okay, so let's jump into the you practice. So you have parts of sentences or whole sentences that you need to match together using although and however. So I have 2 examples for you. Although, the first one says, although I missed the bus, I wasn't late for school. So we need to find the part that would fit. This part wouldn't fit because that's a capital letter, however, and we never put however and although in the same sentence. The next sentence says, I missed the bus, however, I wasn't late to school. So your task is to find the part that connects to each of these clauses or sentences. So the first one says, although your money can grow with interest in a savings account, that's not a complete sentence. Your money can grow with interest in a savings account, that's a complete sentence. Although your money is safe in a checking account, not a complete sentence. And then the last one says your money is safe in a checking account, so that is a complete sentence. So what you need to do next is take a look at these clauses or sentences here, and I want you to connect them to these over here. You are going to practice your writing. So this is for step 4, but I'm going to describe what you have to do here. You need to write a paragraph using the transition words. We've been focusing on banking. We've looked at the costs and benefits of having checking accounts, saving accounts, and ATMs and loans. So I'm going to do 2 paragraphs with you, and then you are going to write 1 paragraph on your own on ATMs. So let's get started. So you need to have your outline. Your outline from before, and we are going to start writing our paragraph. Okay, so I'm going to start with checking accounts. So checking accounts, and the topic sentence says, what do I need to know about checking accounts? So I'm going to type that here. My first note says your money's in a safe place. Add some more details. So when you're writing your paragraphs, you want to add details. When you're writing your outlines, you want to list. Writing is a process, and it's not something that you will master overnight. I constantly have to practice my writing, and don't feel like you don't know what you're doing or if you're not sure. So we have our topic sentence. I want to incorporate some more details in my second sentence. So money is in a safe place. So I could say something along the lines of, in addition, so I want to add additional details. In addition,
bills can be paid online.
So now I want to connect my benefits to my cost. Okay, so I have, these are the good things about having a checking account. Now I want to just make sure people are aware of what are some problems they could encounter with a checking account. So I talked about the benefits. Now I need to connect it to the cost. Okay, so I am thinking that I might use however.
However, my cash is in the bank and not in my pocket.
The last cost is I have to travel to the bank to get your money. So I'm going to just say also I have to travel to the bank to withdraw my money. Now I need to add my concluding sentence. We're going to do example number 2, and we're going to write a paragraph about the costs and benefits of savings accounts. If you notice from the outline here, you'll see that we're going to start with the costs instead of starting with the benefits. Topic sentence is it worth it to have a savings account? So I'm going to type that here. Sometimes there's a fee to withdraw money, so I want to add some more details. So let's see.
Having a savings account means that sometimes there's a fee to withdraw money.
Now I want to incorporate the second one, but let me add some more details.
This can be frustrating.
Now I want to add the second cost. And the second cost says you're saving, so you have less money. Okay.
So also you have less money to spend because you're saving.
So in the other paragraph I used however. I want to practice using although. So let's look at the connecting sentence. Let's see what I could say.
Although there is less money to spend, your money can grow with interest.
Let's add it in addition.
You will have money. In addition, you will have money for an emergency.
Now we want to add our concluding sentence, which says, in closing, savings accounts can be helpful if you have disposable income. Okay, so we have our 2 paragraphs here. Now I'm going to show you where you will type your paragraph. So you are going to open the document that says step 4. It should bring you to this page, and you will see that I already typed the paragraphs for you here. Okay, so let's go over the instructions. Okay, so you'll see the instructions here, writing paragraphs. You will write a paragraph about the costs and benefits, that should be and, of ATMs. Use transition words to write a coherent paragraph. Numbers 1 and 2 have been done for you. Write your paragraph next to number 3. Okay, so number 1, we just went over that. I typed that here. Number 2, I typed that here as well. Number 3, you are going to write your own paragraph here. You need to use your outline for ATM to complete this paragraph here. Just delete this where it says write your paragraph here. We have step 3, the Kahoot challenge. Okay, so we have a Kahoot shout out for the previous weeks or the last assignment that we had. So let's get ready for that. So in 3rd place we have Sharina. 2nd place we move back. And 1st place we have Naman. Well, that's it for me. If you have any questions or you'd like to talk, please don't hesitate to reach out. Peace. Your money is in say. So the use that we want to use. I want to. No,